Yeah, I've been looking for Hibiscus tiliaceus, which is quite typical of that area just above the high tide, the high tide mark. But in this particular area at Tung Chung, I can't find any Hibiscus tiliaceus, but there's something very, very similar. And that is this tree, which is called Thespesia populnea, Thespesia, and populnea is Populnea. And it's a very similar thing to Hibiscus tiliaceus. In fact, it's often confused with that. It's got these kind of heart-shaped leaves here, but they're a little bit smoother, a little bit smaller, a little bit more refined than the leaves of the Hibiscus tiliaceus. And in here, it also has trumpet-like flowers. The Hibiscus tiliaceus has yellow hibiscus-like flowers. This has something very similar, although they tend to be more of a kind of a copper colour. And then here is the seed of the populnea. There we go. Look, there's the actual seeds inside this. So that one there is that's a potential populnea, Thespesia populnea. Right, so, but the other thing I wanted to point out to you about this, and we need to move back a little bit, the overall habit of the plant. Now, both of these species, Hibiscus tiliaceus and Thespesia populnea, you can buy them with a straight stem and a crown, which is called the standard tree size and shape. But it doesn't grow like that naturally. It's forced to grow like that in the tree nursery. This is how it grows naturally. It grows like it cascades all over the place like a gigantic, great big shrub. It's not typhoon resistant at all. It gets blasted by typhoons and half collapses, but it doesn't matter because the branches collapse into the mud and then they form roots and then they grow up again, and you just get this great big tangle. And this applies to Hibiscus tiliaceus and Thespesia populnea. And they kind of create a sort of a band, not exactly woodland, but a band above the mangroves and before you get to the normal species, like bombax and longan and all of these other things. Right? So it's part of that. It's the next stage after the mangroves. Is this kind of environment, and then this will give way to full-blown native forest if it's allowed to go through the process of succession. So here's a whole mass of Hibiscus tiliaceus and Thespesia populnea all mixed up in a bit muddle, and then finally I found a flower for you. So this is the flower of Hibiscus tiliaceus, and you can see it does look like a little hibiscus, and well, it is a little hibiscus, and so that's it shouldn't actually be flowering now. So I was a bit naughty to even be looking for it, but yeah, in the summer it's more of a summer flowering thing, anyway, that's what you get with Hibiscus tiliaceus. And why it's classified not only as a kind of kind of beachfront scrub plant, but also it's used also as an ornamental tree in parks and gardens for these yellow flowers, Hibiscus tiliaceus.